All right, and good morning, traders. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, of course, depending on where you're joining us from in the world. This is your host, Christopher Guzman, and your co-host,
Richard Hooper.
coming to you live, joining you for another session of our beloved Forex Trading Lounge. And good morning, Forex Trade. We already have a question from Forex Trade. It's good to see you in here, S Forex Trade. We'll go ahead and answer that in just a moment. Just before we get started, once again, everybody, welcome. Happy Thursday. That's right. It is Thursday, Richard. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Thank you. Which, of course, for the Forex Trading Lounge, this is our weekly Friday, as it were, right? It's the last session of the week. So hopefully we have a really good session today. And I hope everyone has had a good week so far. Let's go ahead and jump right into things. So the very first question we've got from S Forex Trade here is, hey, how do you read Euro US dollar with there being the last 10-15 minute candles creating 4 different support levels? Yeah, so that's a good question. These markets have been just all over the friggin' place. All day yesterday, all night. I actually ended yesterday with a loss. Just a rough day. But yeah, how do we make heads or tails of that, right? That's basically the question. So on the 15-minute time frame, let's go over to the euro dollar. Basically, what you've got to do is you've got to kind of zoom out, right? When the market is as chaotic as it is like this, you know, you can't stay in the weeds, right? You've got to kind of elevate yourself out of that and kind of, you know, try to get a bird's eye view. And the way you do that is, of course, you can either, you know, just zoom out on the actual chart you're looking at, or turn up to a larger time frame, or both, right? And a couple things you want to answer here, right? First of all, what's the overall trend direction? So in this case, you know, I zoom out, I can see that from the 5th of Feb, which basically just means all week this week, you know, Euro US dollar has been on the rise. It's not really looked back. There's not really been many selling opportunities over this past week on Euro US dollar. But prior to that, if you look overall on the whole, right, we're making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs on this 15-minute time frame. And so if we're just sticking to the 15-minute time frame, then, you know, the very first thing I want to do is start by identifying the trend like it just did. I want to come in with my trend lines. Then I go in with my Fibonacci's to measure the actual waves. You know, at the end of the day, you're going to get an overall picture that's not going to clear up the immediate chaos of the market, but it's at least going to help you to, you know, gain a better understanding of the bigger picture. And my rule of thumb is, and I'm guilty of not always sticking to this, I'll be honest, but my rule of thumb generally is, if the market is difficult, if it's difficult to get a clear picture when you're looking to place that trade, it's better to stay out of it until you can get a clearer picture, you know, even if it means missing out on the opportunity, which can sometimes happen. But fear of missing out, or FOMO, is a very real thing. Wouldn't you agree, Rich? It's a very real thing. So
We demonstrated that a little bit yesterday.
yeah, I think so. See, we're showing you live in real time, folks, the real trader emotions.
I've got a buy at the 3812 on the pound dollar, 4-column roadblock. We've got an L7 in there, but beyond that, an extra 10 pips is my low for the day, which I'd rather get in at, but I can't help but wonder, should I get in on both? That's FOMO right there.
So pound dollar, you're saying 38.12?
Yeah, and again at 3800. 3800's my bottom. 2 levels of decent support that I'd be buying at. 3812 and 3800, yeah. 3800 preferably, but
See, so this is going to depend largely on the bastard dollar yen.
Have you sold that? Have you sold pound just now?
I'm in on a sell on pound. Yeah, at the moment I am. I got in.
Dollar has decided to start doing something.
Yeah, of sorts.
I actually, mine closed. I stopped moved to the 55. It closed yesterday.
What's that on?
On dollar yen.
Dollar yen.
Remember, I longed it from 55.
Yeah.
It actually has been back, but I didn't set a new order, and then the trains left the station again. So.
Yeah. Dollar yen.
Anyway.
Dollar yen's doing my head in this week. Dollar yen is. The market generally is doing my head in this week. To be honest, it's been a bit of a rough week. It's been very, very, very choppy.
It's been like, yeah, it's just been like
not very clean moves, not very clean readings in the market this week for sure. But you know that happens, right? You get that happens. So, by the way,
what was this question?
I was just circling back to it. So Forex Trade said, hey, how do you read Euro US dollar with there being the last 10 15-minute candles creating 4 different support levels?
Euro US dollar, the last 10 15-minute candles. To be fair, I mean, it's a good question, but obviously it depends on your strategy.
Yeah.
Like, we interpret the charts. So you have a strategy, right? Whatever Forex trade, whatever your strategy is, right? And you reverse engineer it. You know, like Chris could analyze the pound, whatever for me right now, but because my strategy is like different to his, it wouldn't matter. His analysis is completely irrelevant to a certain extent. It entirely depends on your strategy. So,
yeah.
What's your strategy is what I would like to ask, so we could reverse engineer that and we might be able to guide you properly. As an example, I have a sort of resistance and support bounce type strategy where it's oversold or overbought. Using the euro dollar as an example, my low for the day is 2094. That's also a bearish 61.8 fib that it'll come back to if the MACD remained low, and we had the stop low as well. That'd be pretty ideal. Then I'd be getting in at the price level of 2094 for a buy if the candle language, or the langle as you say, painted a nice picture, and it coincided with my algorithm and the system that I use on my other 2 screens there, just off your screen there. So because I've only got to take profit of 10, 15 or 20, like I'm not really trying to predict or project that far into the future. And so that's an example of how Chris could do all the analysis he wants right now, and it wouldn't matter a goddamn thing to me. So it depends on your strategy, mate. If you give maybe some verbiage in the chat with what your strategy is, whatever it is that you've learned or you teach.
That and Rich wouldn't listen to me anyway, so.
Yeah. I do when it comes to the trends. Well, that's a different thing. When it comes to the 1 hour trends, and if it's in the trend, then obviously we look at are the last 10 candles in one particular direction? Are they ranging? What kind of candles in there are there? On the course, there's a hell of a lot of candle language, all the technicals and the terminology for the specific candles for understanding of that. But I've just put the euro dollar on a 1 hour to combine your 10 candles into a series of 3, 4 or 5. You know, it's general upward trend, mate, from that price of 2113. Obviously, it looks like there could potentially be a morning star here, Chris. What do you reckon? If the next candle was a green bullish.
If the next candle was a green bullish, yeah, absolutely. And it would make sense for a morning star to form here. I'll tell you why. Because what we're actually looking at, and the reason you're seeing such choppiness like this, is because we actually have an advanced pattern in here. Right? This is considered an advanced pattern. This is a flagpole pennant, where the market's making simultaneously lower highs and higher lows. Right? Now, whenever we get that, that's just a form of consolidation, really. It's all it is. And what it means, the technical definition of a flagpole pennant will tell you that it's really a 50-50 indicator, meaning it could go either way, right? It's like literally right down the middle, 50-50. But what I'm here to tell you from experience is that, I mean, almost virtually every time I've seen this thing appear in the market, it's broken out in the direction the market was headed in to begin with. So in other words, if we're in an uptrend, like we are now currently with this, right? See this little uptrend move here, then, we see this flagpole pennant form. There's a good chance that the market actually does this. Breaks out, tests, and then continues the rally, right?
And it's on the buy side, isn't it? With the low down, with the MACD at the bottom there.
No, it's still technically in the sell zone, so there is still some room for it to fall. But yeah, I would be looking for I mean, it depends. It depends really. If we stay below, right? Because if you look, the next thing to do. So we see the flagpole pennant. So the very next thing to do is, okay, what's price action doing? And if we look at the very last candle here was an engulfing bear. And the market right now, even though we're pulling, the bulls are pulling this back up a bit. At the moment, I'm still just classifying this current movement over this 1 hour period, as just a test of the previous candle, right? Until and unless we get a close where this closes as a hammer at a minimum, or it continues in the direction, then this is just a test of the candle, right? So there's nothing I really can do here. This is the expectation. The expectation is a break to the north with a pullback and a continuation, but that's just an expectation, right? I can't make a trading decision just yet based off of only what I see here. Does that make sense?
Well, it depends on obviously yen's gone long there, and I think that bearish euro dollar candle there, I think has formed simultaneously from that. At the same time, Euro Aussie, if you have a look at Euro Aussie, mate, because obviously Aussie dollar's just dropped as well.
Yeah, I'm actually selling Aussie dollar at the moment. Euro Aussie, look at that. Beautiful morning star forming on the 1 hour time frame. Right at support as well. Literally right at support. You've got the 618 fib. You've got the automated trend line. You've got the trend line, right? Which was broken. But obviously resistance was a no-go here because the market's coming back above. Or at least for now, this could... The thing is, folks, right? you have to kind of put that caveat on things, because as long as that's a hot candle, as long as that thing is live, it can do anything, right? Rich, am I lying there? That thing can do anything, right? We could be sat here, chilling out, watching this. It's doing what it's doing, and then next thing you know, it's going the complete opposite direction and is red with a huge bearish body. It's just one of those. So until that candle closes, ain't nothing confirmed.
To be honest,
nothing.
I mean, that can happen at any time. Like, look at what happened yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is, the market's ruthless, man. So it's all well and good we saying, this, that, and the other, and we're cutting it up with chopsticks and trend lines and everything. But the market can just do whatever it wants whenever.
Yeah.
And it's always reserving that 20%, knowing that that's a thing, which makes your strategies at a maximum 80% successful. And then they're probably only really about 60. and that's if you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
That's true. So as Forex Trade gave us some responses regarding his strategy. He says, I say he or she says, I've been following stocks for a long time, so I go off of day highs and lows and read support levels and follow the daily news to see if it is changing the current movement. So generally it's based on a style for a swing trader, though I want to switch to a day trader and get in and out of trades quicker. So I'm used to reading beta and standard devs on a ticker. I'm trying to learn other people's styles, especially since other people I follow or try to learn from don't use fib charts. Yeah, so
quite a lot in there.
There is.
Might have to read that again.
There's a lot to unpack there. Hang on though, because the pound, we're getting a bit of strength here. Hang on a minute. Not on.
Dollar yen is at a strong level at 73. It's not going to push through 73 easy.
Hold on.
I've got a 4-column roadblock there, and again at 81. To be honest, I want to sell it at 81. But we need more pace, man. The market needs more pace.
I know.
Doing nothing. There's
well, we're starting to get a bit of movement here.
Like, I need about 20 pip movement, like pretty sharpish within about a 5-minute candle for me to be excited, really. It's okay for you, this stuff, because you just sort of sit and wait like a fisherman.
That's one way to describe it.
But for intraday bounce and scalping, Mr. or Mrs. Forex Trade, this is a boring day, my friend.
Yeah.
73, is it gonna do it?
Oh, 73.
In 2 more.
It's breaking. It's breaking. Come on. Come on, baby. So just to give a quick status update here of where I stand this morning so far. I am currently in on pound dollar selling. I'm looking to sell down to 37.69. I've got, while I'm on the pounds, I might as well stay on the pounds. So let's have a look. Pound Aussie is being a pain in my ass at the moment, because I got in and immediately it's pulled back, but it's pulled back right to the trend line and is finding resistance. So, you know, so far so good. The MACD has gone a little bit too far into the buy zone for my liking on this, so I need to watch this very carefully. And on the 2-hour time frame, I've just got the 2-hour time frame off to my other screen here. 2-hour time frame, you know, still looks okay, provided over the next hour this fills back out and turns, you know, stays red, because right now that price rejection is not a good sign. If this candle were to close right this second looking the way it does, I'd be getting out and looking to go the complete other way. I mean, as it stands, I'm not really looking to hold pound Aussie for too long. I'm not all that thrilled with this trade, so I'm not looking to hold on to it for too much longer here. I want to just kind of give it a chance to see if maybe it comes back, maybe it gives me a little bit of profit and I can just cut it and you know, wait for the next one. But I'm not keen on this train that I'm on, but I'm on it, so I've got to wait until we get to the next station, basically, right? Pound New Zealand, I'm also in. I sold right here at 91.33. Little bit of a pullback here as well, which is typical. Pound Kiwi and Pound Aussie tend to use pretty similarly to one another. But from the yeah, at the moment, this does look like just a pullback to me. You know, still looks okay. So I'm not worried about that. Pound CAD, I sold like up in this region here. This was a nice trade. Worked out really nicely. And then pound yen, I've also got to sell on pound yen, and that too has pulled back, as you can see, but we're testing. So, you know, across the board on the pound, we're testing right now. But the next couple of minutes here are going to be, it's going to be go time for me here. I need to make decisions in the next couple of minutes on these pairs, I think. So that's the pounds. Then in terms of dollar yen, I am in on a dollar yen on a buy. I bought yesterday right at the top of that mountain. That was fun. And then hold on to this all night, and then just got tired of holding on to it and seeing the negative. So I was, you know, and I was just like, you know what? I don't know what it's gonna do this morning, but whatever it's gonna do, I think I just want a fresh start with it. You know?
Yeah.
So I just I took the loss. Was like, you know what? It is what it is. Took the loss. Today's a fresh start. Lo and behold, I ended up buying again this morning. So I shouldn't have done that, but it is what it is. I'm back in this now anyway, and I'm at least starting to claw back some of a little bit of the loss that I took on it yesterday by getting in at a better price. So there's that.
Check this out, Chris. Stick a 10455 line in there, mate. So, Mr. and Mrs. Forex Trade, if you're watching, and you want to do some intraday stuff, and you're talking about wanting to understand and learn how to use Fibonacci tool correctly, because something or other you mentioned about whoever it is that you're following at the moment, they're not, or something. Look how many times it's come down and bounced off of that 10455 and gone for long on a 15 for 15. Look how many times.
So if I actually look from here, the first 15, that worked. The second time, that didn't work. Third time, that definitely worked. 2 out of 3.
What? I've got lost 1, won 3.
Oh, you're on about every time it hits, every time it comes down to 55. Okay.
I've got 1, 5, lost 1. That 55 level is a 50-61 fib double confluence long. So yeah.
So that's 1, right? In that candle there.
Before that, mate, as soon as it came down, it hit ages ago. Yeah,
this one here.
Back, further back, mate.
Here.
Yeah, all down from here. Yeah, all the way from there.
Right. Yeah, there's
5 times it won, and it had 1 loss. 6 times it's come down to 55, gone up. Not that anyone would like even take all those, because if you're gonna take things on a second bite, then it's already weaker, you know. So that first time for sure, you can see where it dips below that 55. That's because it's starting to get weaker now. It managed to find strength again, it's gone, it comes down, it goes again, and now look at it trying to bugger off again. So after the second time, you probably wouldn't have took that anyways, and you'd just be sitting watching, seeing what the hell's going on. But as we looked the other day, we were expecting some serious dollar weakness, weren't we? Down to that 104.18, at which I have a 20 for 20. At the 104.18, that's a 50 fib bullish, as well as a 38 just before it, and it's the low for the day for me. So I mean, look at that price level there. Yep, and that one, yeah, tips the wicks across and going back, they got that range as well. So, you know,
and there. And
yeah,
there.
I have the dollar sort of.
And there. Stop me when you. And there.
I've got the dollar being sold at 104.93. I don't see that getting past 104.93 today. No way. I've actually put double my risk on that trade. I'm that confident in it. I've gone 1% on that, man.
Yeah?
I am that confident in 104.93. Ain't getting by. If it can get there though, if the price can get there, let me send you this picture, man. It's crazy. So that's where I want it to get. I want it to get up there, man.
See, now in terms of dollar yen, let me come through and put my
Just
stuff
sent
on
you a
here.
WhatsApp, but basically, mate, I've got a level 4 band shade with a 4-column roadblock and an L7. It just ain't getting past 90. The 90 level, mate. It's not getting past. Not today. There's barely any news. There's some medium euro in an hour. Probably does nothing. But yeah, start fresh on that. Be interested to see what you think, mate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just gonna run through and just put my stuff on here now and see what conclusion I come up with as well.
But yeah, that 104.55 super strong level, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Dollar yen likes to move in increments of 10 pips, and then, or at least recently anyway, likes to move in increments of 10 pips and then hang out there for 7 days, and then move again 10 pips and then hang out there for 7 days. Not 7 days exactly, but you know what I mean. It stays in a range forever. Then you get a decent move to the next 10 pip range, and then it hangs out there. So it's like, you're either in it for that push before it levels off and hangs out, or you've missed it. Because if you try to get in when it's doing that, you just forget it. You know what I mean? It's not even worth it. Right, level is 104.17.
For that dollar yen struggling at the 73, man. I knew it would. But there's not enough in it to take a trade off it. Go on, dollar yen.
Come on. You're gonna start cheering, mate.
It's like a horse race sometimes.
Here we go. So this now brings me to the most recent fib. So Forex Trade, this is what this is how I do my fibs, right? What you're seeing here. And so this brings me to the most recent fib, with the last retracement having been a super shallow, less than a 23.6. It's actually down over here. Get in a bit closer just to confirm. Yeah.
Super shallow toe in the water.
Super shallow one toe. Yeah, that's a super shallow one toe in the water. Exactly right. Came up to the 105.63 to fulfill, and then this move back now, this huge move back now, was actually, we've been tracking this for a little while now, and I think there's room for this to still fall back to the trend line here. And in fact, as long as we remain below 80, there's a good chance that happens. Now, there's also a good chance that today we make the break above 80, and that would be that 10 pip phenomenon I was talking about, because the last high there is 84. So 10 pips would put us right at the 93 range, put us at 94.
I have 82, yeah.
At which point we can then look for massive sell. I'd look for a big time selling opportunity back to the trend line there at least.
Mate, I'm telling you, see that 104.93? I've got 1% on it.
I mean, it's a good level. It is a good level.
I'm that confident in it.
See, now, medium and longer term, I'm bullish on this, however, because of the overall trend, right? And we came down to a 69.4% retracement here, which, if we're going by my naming convention, that's a sure thing, right? Quote unquote sure thing retracement style. And so I'd be bullish on this up to 106.33, and I'm going to remain, again, like I say, medium to longer term bullish on this until and unless the market gives me a reason to change my outlook. In other words, if it came down to a deeper retracement level, the 786 or the 86%, okay, that's a different story. Then I change my outlook. Or if it came down and took out this A, okay, then I really change my outlook, right? Then it completely changes it's like changing the channel completely, right? Whereas, as long as these levels hold, so this being the deepest point of retracement inside of this Fibonacci here, as long as this holds and remains that deepest level, then the channel stays the same even if we're watching different episodes, right? But we're still getting to the same place there. We're still ultimately going to that bigger picture target there. Now that's the capitals. Now obviously there's this whole pullback to account for here, and those run by fibs too. Those absolutely run by fibs as well, so we want to measure those too. So impulse, right? Impulse, correction, continuation. So impulse, correction, continuation. Impulse, correction, right? Continuation. So this is also partly why I say, why I'm still looking at potentially this.
Is that 104.30?
This is 104.30. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Sure is.
Come on, dollar yen.
Sure is. 104.30.
Oh my God, this dollar yen.
It's a nightmare, isn't it? Dollar yen's been a freaking nightmare.
It needs to go up or go down.
I've been hating it. I've been raging on dollar yen all night.
To be fair, it makes sense really, because there's going to be a lot of traders that aren't too far from similar assessments to us, because it's all pretty much the same stuff, and so it makes sense that it's trapped here. It makes sense, man.
Do you reckon?
Anyone messing around, trading with the dollar yen or exchanging it, commerce, blah blah blah, whatever, right? Everybody's aware that this is a bit of an in-between.
Do you reckon that every trader in the world is sat here doing what we're doing, and it's just like staying out of dollar yen, hence why it's not moving anywhere?
No, I think
we're all just on the sideline. Let's wait to see what happens.
Yeah. There's 100 traders on one side of the football pitch and 100 traders on the other, and they've all put the same amount on. What we need is we actually do need some kind of a institution or big shark to come swimming in.
Yeah.
But they don't do good stuff unless they get a good level. So let's look at what the next good level could be. The next good level would be for me
104.
It's that 90 level, mate. For a sell in recent times, it would be that 90 level if they wanted to push that further down, and if they wanted to buy it, it would be the 104.18. Like, it's got to find its way itself to 104.18 or 104.93 before any big fish are gonna mess around with this, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Wholeheartedly, and the fibs bear you out. I mean, I'm still convinced that this is going to make its way down to the 104.30, and then we get the push. I think the push here might be a bit premature. I really do.
Push up to the 93, sell down to the 104.18, buy, back up, continue. That'd be absolutely.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
That would be perfect, man. Come on, Dahlia. Whether that actually happens or not, though, it might cost me about 6 trades in the making.
Well, yeah.
Bet. No, I am a little bit raging actually, because my trade stopped out yesterday at the 55.
Oh yeah.
And then it was about 3 o'clock yesterday, and I was doing other things. And then when I looked before bed, it was way up. It was around the 60s. I was just like, oh, whatever. And then this morning at 7, it only bobbed its way back down to that 55 level, and then went again for 20. I miss so many trades. This is the problem with human intervention, you know. We miss a lot of trades, man.
Oh yeah,
Robots.
for sure.
Robots. It's hard, like there's a lot of good algorithms over there, but they're almost too binary. They're not flexible enough. You know?
I don't know how I feel about this.
Catch them all.
Might have to change course on this. Hang on.
Pound yen, man. I'll give you some insight on pound yen. It is in a sell zone on the algo. You've got a downward trend, which is lovely, which you've already penned in. I'll be honest, it's in an absolute range, doing nothing with its life on the matrix. And there's no decent market cap support resistance levels for anything from 92 at the top down to 55 at the bottom.
No, nothing.
So I wouldn't worry about that trade at the minute. It's still in its sort of I'm going down the way position. But obviously, when we have dollar strength, we have pound weakness. I wouldn't be surprised, mate, if this just carries on ranges for the next 2 days. And they'll just keep seesawing across the board. That's where the matrix system is good, to get in on range-based bounce trading. But because there's not enough sentiment to create a good 20 pip move for it to then for that volatility to be elastic enough. There's no opportunity to get in, really. I've probably lost that one on the dollar yen there.
See, pound Aussie, I'm in on pound Aussie too, but I think this is still alright, man, because it pulled back, but it's tested resistance, and resistance is currently holding.
That looks like a failed evening star as well.
Yeah, like an attempt at an evening star.
It would have been lovely.
It usually when we see this,
be.
but that's what I'm saying. Usually when you see this, you might actually see it create the evening
Look
star.
at that MACD, man. Mate, I don't think these markets aren't good for your intraday swing type star, man.
What
It's not ideal, man.
Yeah, these
Not ideal,
pound
man.
Aussie and pound Kiwi and that.
Yeah, like
The thing is, when they move, they move. When you get a good move, you get a good move. But it's a case of getting the good move.
And obviously you've got to anticipate it beforehand. That's the key, man. Which you are. Like, I understand that. I guess what I'm also saying is these markets aren't great for. It's why there's a lot of companies who, they're kind of refusing to use certain strategies at the moment because of the climate the market's in. But dare we even look at cryptos and bitcoins and whatnot? Jesus, dare we?
Yeah. No, I know. Pound Oz is an interesting one because on the 2-hour time frame,
Euro dollar's interesting as well, mate. I think you'll like the look of Euro dollar now. Needs to break 42 though.
yeah, Euro dollar does look pretty good actually. I'll take a look at it momentarily. So, pound Aussie. The last time that this came down to this trend line, look at how the market interacts with this trend line, right? Even when we break, it has a tendency to come back with a vengeance and then rally again. See, it broke, came back, rallied, broke, came back, rallied, broke. So my fear here is that this is going to do exactly what it's actually shaping up to do, exactly what it did here. See? And just make that big push again. But again, you know, that's it. We've got to wait for the close of the candle. On the 1 hour, it's already left behind that big time price rejection, and the stochastic sitting at 0. Not fantastic. Not fantastic. I'll tell you that much. Not fantastic. Not the worst either, though. Not the worst. It's not enough for me to go like, right, you know, I'm gonna pull everything off and cut the losses. You know what I mean? Because these are still just pullbacks at the moment, from as far as I can see. I'm not convinced that the moves aren't gonna happen. I think it's just in a pullback.
Wow. So what's interesting about the matrix system is when you've got the price at one level, you can see the other currency with the price at its other level. And so if you've got one at its highest price and you've got one at its lowest price, you can trade the difference as they meet back in the middle. It's exactly what pound yen and dollar yen's done. Pound yen was down at 59. I don't normally take 15-minute L7s, but it did bounce off of it and it's gone long for 22. In that time, dollar yen made its way up to 73, and I said it wouldn't get past it straight away. It didn't. That's dropped now 4 pips.
Sorry, I'm looking at. I do like the look of euro dollar now. You're right. Well, when it closes, if it closes looking like that.
That's what I saw, mate, on the 1 hour.
Yeah, if it closes looking like that, that's quite nice.
It needs to break 42, man. To carry some kind of sentiment, you know. I need to get a coffee. Is that alright?
Go on, yeah, go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Right. So while he does that, let's have a look at some of these other. So as far as the euro dollar is concerned, you know, again, this is the projection, anticipating a breakout to the north, followed by a pullback, followed by a continuation. And as Rich just said, you know, 42, I'd even bump it up to, round it up to 45 to be safe, and just call it, you know, say the level is 45. It would need to beat 45 in order to push past. Oh wow, that's fantastic, Forex Trade. Really good. 16% monthly. Did I read that right? All right, so on this, I'll tell you what. Let's go from the top, from the pound dollar, and I want to just get an update here across the board. So pound dollar currently in an uptrend on this 15-minute time frame. Of course, we did have a break into the sell zone, coupled with a sell signal, and on the larger time frame, you know, we've had such a rally in the pound that the pullback was expected, but the problem is that now on pound dollar, right, we've had this pullback, but we've come to the backside of this trend line now, right? What was resistance is now support. So, and you can see how the market has found the support here. And we're already starting to see a bit of a push off of it, right? You can see the price rejection, a bit of a push off of it, which is obviously not great for my trade. Here's the thing though, what keeps me in it at the moment is this. I have to measure the distance between the high and the low right here, and then the 50% mark, that kind of gives me my threshold. So in other words, if the market breaks above and closes above that 50% mark, then there's a very good chance that the market's going to carry on in that direction, right? Because the 50% mark is sort of the U-turn point. So in this case, 138.59 and 138.13. So 46.
Getting in?
No. I'm
measuring.
Yeah. And then from the high 38.59. So 38.36 on this. I'm just talking about pound dollar, mate, and I'm looking at 38.36 as sort of the U-turn point.
38.36.
Yeah.
38.36. What, for a sell?
For a buy.
Okay. What's interesting about the pound dollar is the 15-minute and the 1 hour are still saying buy me, buy me, buy me. However, the 3838 level is perhaps the strongest price that it would need to beat for a convincing continuation,
3838. How do you get 3838?
There's two L7 lined up with one another, and it's the L1 for both the 15-minute and the 60.
Got ya.
Yeah. So for a long, it's still in that upward trend. It's just there's been quite a. It's in a white zone phase 5 as well, mate, which suggests the trend is over. White zone phase 5 means the trend is starting to die.
So the uptrend, that is.
Yeah. That's what it normally means.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in this selling, but obviously because of the pullback, that's why I'm measuring to kind of get my threshold level,
Yeah, so on here, the robot will do this, but obviously I understand that the language and the way it works. On a reversal, we now need the 15-minute to cross over. So the L1 and the L2, we need the L1 to cross over on the 15-minute, and then what we would have is a 15-minute short trend. The price would have to move up to the 1 hour level and come off of it for about 10 pips for a sell in order for it to confirm the reversal into a short-term 15-minute short trend. That's not set up yet.
No.
On the system. But it has the potential to do that. But the price needs to stay probably in and around this sort of late 20s, early 30s price. Probably for about another half an hour or so. It needs to just faff around here for the average volume or the average sort of price to suggest that.
Did you say 38.12 as a level of consequence before on pound dollar?
That's a 15-minute L7 for a buyer. I was gonna buy there, but I'm waiting for I am waiting for pound dollar. I'm waiting for the 3800.
You would have had it if you did buy that, but well, no, you wouldn't, because it didn't come down. It came down to 13. But
no, look at dollar yen now, mate.
38.12 is a sub 118 right there.
Oh yeah.
See that? So it looks like it's fulfilling it, or it looks like it's gonna attempt to fulfill its first wave there. In this little downswing, if it does. That's if it does.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
Dollar yen.
Look, it never broke past the 73, mate.
Fucking thing.
74.
Dollar yen sucks, man. Dollar yen has been terrible the last couple of days. It's done nothing. Nothing.
It has.
Nothing. It's done nothing.
done 6 trades, long
Richard has done nothing.
55, and I'm earning none of them.
More accurately, we've done nothing.
Yeah, exactly. We've done nothing, man.
Dalian's done plenty.
I'm just out here reading the markets, man. This is the equivalent, right, to sitting on the beach, enjoying surfing. You know, we're surfers, we like surfers, but we've sat on the beach looking at the waves, but not actually taking the board out to get in on it.
Yeah.
That's what this is, man.
Something like that, yeah.
Exactly what it is. I'm sat there going, yeah, I'll wait for the next one. If that wave could just, you know.
If it just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and maybe half of 7, then I'll get in. Yeah.
There's not much you can do though, mate. You know, at the end of the day, if the wave ain't there, then the wave ain't there, man.
No, that's just it. What I'm gonna do, mate, feel free to discuss whatever you want. I am going to, I don't know if you can tell by now, but I'm just resetting everything. I want to get a clean analysis on everything. Usually, you know, when that sort of thing happens, when I've sustained a couple losses back to back like that, I kind of just hit the pause button. I'm like, right, okay, everything, stop everything, right? Let's step back. Let's, you know, get a clean, fresh look at everything across the board, and just go again. You know, that's what it's kind of like. You know how like in the stock market they have that panic button so that if things get out of hand they can just pause all trading for 15 minutes.
Oh,
they call it the nuclear option or whatever, the backstop or whatever.
It's called the web designer to cancel the buy button.
It literally, they just press a button and they pause all trading on the stock exchange for a period of 15 minutes to just allow traders to cool down and then get back to it. They've done it a couple times recently. That's basically what that is for me. Yeah, if I press that button, it's because I've had a couple losses back to back, and I'm not letting.
Pound yen.
Hey?
Pound yen, mate. Have a look at pound yen on the 1 hour. If you're selling that, I would be questioning the sell.
Yeah. All right, hang on. I'll get to that. Let me.
The only reason I said, yeah, man. I could have bought that at 59 as well, man. Euro dollar though, mate. That's going for it. The auto trade has decided it's no longer taking trades because there's medium news coming out.
Yeah, we've got what's coming?
It's on a I can't even. It's the you might be able to pronounce this better than me. The Proje shows Económicas. It's written in Spanish.
Say it again.
No.
Go on.
It's the EU Economic Forum, mate.
Go on, say it again.
It's the EU Economic Forum.
No, what? You gotta say it correctly.
The Proje. I can't do it, mate.
Go on.
PRO.
Yeah.
JE. Fancy Spanish C.
Yeah.
Dodgy Latin O.
Dodgy Latin O.
ES. Economicas. UE, not EU.
Proyectos Económicas.
Oh, sexy.
You mean the economic projections, the economic forecast?
It's the EU Economic Forum, yeah, in English. But I'm looking at on a different site as well. It's got that one.
You just made my day. I just want you to know that.
I'm here until 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to just go through everything here. So, pound dollar.
Gonna do all the majors again?
Yeah. Everything. I'm redoing everything. Redoing it all. Gotta take control, mate. This is not this is getting out of hand here. Gotta take control. Right.
I'm gonna watch. Take notes.
Go on then. Do you want me to talk through what I'm doing, or should I just do it?
I think you should talk through it.
Talk through it
For the benefit of the viewers. If you can't be bothered and you need speed, then just crack on, mate. Because they can also always just sign up for the course.
This is true. This is true.
That was not an advert.
Well, it was, but it wasn't a planned one. It was good though. It was good. No, I will talk through a little bit what I'm doing. So my process is the same across the board, right? Start out by compressing the chart as much as it'll go. Get a good sense of the most recent and relevant trend. That's the key for the smaller time frames, 2 hour and below. I want the most recent and relevant trend. I don't care what it did 10 years ago. I don't care what it did, that's not what I'm after on the 2 hour and below. Now, daily and above, because, if I'm doing a full-fledged analysis and I'm trying to get my short-term, my medium-term, and my long-term projection out of the way, then I'm going to go all the way up to the daily and do it from the, daily on down. And so daily, I want a picture of,
Daily on down.
from the beginning of time, through the current day, because having an understanding of where the currency's been will help us to determine, where it can go in the future. And importantly, along that thread, sort of, what's realistic, what's not realistic as well, and then as I move on down the smaller time frames, it's about fine-tuning that bigger analysis to get the more relevant picture for today. So when I'm looking at a 2 hour, again, a 2 hour or below, I don't care about what happened 10 years ago. I'm just looking for the most recent trend. I start from the very bottom of that trend in this case because it's an uptrend. So I'm starting from the very beginning. And from that lowest point to the first official high of consequence. In other words, the market gives us an impulse. Where's the first high just before which the market then starts to give us a meaningful pullback? That's the one I'm after. So in this case, you can see that's the first one there. Market gives a deep 86% pullback. And then based on that pullback, I can anticipate that the market will likely move to 1.2028 as a target and give me an official high at that level or better. And that's exactly what it did right here. Okay. So then I just carry on with that process, measuring out the waves as we go. And so this is the second wave. Again, a super shallow, less than a 23.6% pullback. So what this means is that I'd be targeting 34.97, 134.975, right? 134.975 for my anticipated 2.618, the extension target. So again, I'm looking for an official high to form at this level or better.
I would just take that, man.
It's not quite there. Can't do it. It's actually 14 pips off. It's 14 pips off. So you know what happens? Really? You know what happens? Market's going to come back. It's going to actually go for it. See? It will. When that happens, mate, I've never seen it where that happens and then at that point, I've never seen it where this particular point isn't a turning point, to where the market's either going to come back into the AB boundary and chase after that 382, the unfulfilled 382, or it's going to pull back but then come back with a vengeance and go for that 2.618 and actually hit it. Because at that point, that then becomes a missed target. right? So, you know, the market loves to chase after missed targets. And you see, that's exactly what it did. It came down and then rallied again. And did we get it? Well, the level was 34.97. 3,500 even. 3,500. See?
Okay.
So this is the new fib. C to D becomes the new A to B.
People might be wondering why that's the new fib there from that low.
Are people wondering, or are you wondering?
People
Rich?
may be wondering.
Are you? Is it you? Are you wondering?
I'm wondering.
I knew it was you. Well, for the benefit of people, so the new fib, the reason I've gone here is, so anytime we're looking at a fib boundary, right, we have our A, which is the beginning of the impulse or the beginning of the wave, the B, which is the end of that impulse phase of the wave. Then we have the, you know, from the B high in an uptrend, we then have the correction, which is the pullback or the retracement. And then what we're looking for is the deepest point of retracement. It doesn't have to be an official high or low, but it's just defined as the deepest point of retracement between that A and that B. That's my C, right? Because if the market moves in a 4-stage wave cycle, it's A, B, C, D. So this would be my C. And so, you know, this marks sort of the end of this leg of this wave and the beginning of the impulse of the next wave. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a dual point, serves a dual purpose here. It's the end of the correction and the beginning of the continuation, as well as the start of the new impulse. Does that make sense? So then in here, this would be my new fib right here. Again, we get a 23.6%. So, you know, my target is all the way up at 58.05, right? Again, until and unless the market tells me otherwise, I'm going to say that's my target. Doesn't mean I'm just going to place a trade right here and let it go. I'm just saying, you know, that's my overall projection, right? Has nothing to do with any trading plan of action or anything yet. We're not at that stage yet. It's just analysis. So at this stage, okay, I've got my fibs in place. I can see though that there's, you know, a whole bunch of movement in here that could do with some accounting for, right? Could do with some measurement, because let's face it, this fib that was left behind is a really large boundary, you know, and it's really difficult to call exact levels where these turning points are going to be, especially in such a humongous boundary. I mean, good luck, right? So we want to narrow it down. So what we do is we come in here, say, okay, from that B high, what has the market done? And then, you know, we identify the prevailing direction from that point and then spread our fibs going, you know, from there. So in this case, we have the B high, market comes back, but then what does it do? It starts to take off in this direction, right? So we come back, test the trend line, and rally again. And so what I want to do, I can see the you know, the very first wave, if I'm being technical here, right? Very first sub wave is this one, A to B, C to D, and then there's the reversal right there, right? So this would be the new sub A to sub B. Okay, so that's how I get my correct sub fib right there. Then I get an 86% pullback, which means I should be looking for an official high to form at 136.30 or better. Right, so 136.304 or better. And there you go. There it is. So C to D becomes the new A to B once again. Then I get a 382, right? 38.2%, which means I should be looking for a D at 139.94. So we're going to go ahead and put this 139.94 is the level. So I've actually still got some room to the upside there for this to make an attempt to go to 39.94, but as you can see, we're sort of topping out a little bit here. But yeah, ultimately I'm bullish on this to 139.94. I'm bullish on this well beyond that, as you know, Rich, because of the larger time frames, particularly the daily and the unfulfilled 38.2. So I'm actually bullish on pound dollar to 44.70 and even beyond that. But again, that's just when I say that, I'm giving a projection. That's not to say I'm closing my eyes, placing a trade, and just going for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then in here, so this is the 2 hour. On the 15 minute, this is what the trend looks like on the 15 minute. And there's the AB boundary, 61.8% retracement. So I'm anticipating a move to 39.41 on the 15. So what was my target here? 39.94 on the 2 hour, and on the 15 it's pointing me to 39.41. So, you know, both in line with one another. Difference here though is obviously we've topped out. So the pound has been rallying and rallying and rallying, but we've kind of hit a wall a bit. The bulls have, that is, hit a wall, and that's what's causing this to push back down. Ultimately, though, like I say, I am bullish on this. I'm still bullish on this, ultimately. What do you think, mate?
There'll be a lot of people thinking, so why is he in a sell trade?
Because I like doing the exact opposite of what I say to do.
I like to spend 10 minutes reading the chart, projecting the future, and then do the exact opposite.
Oh, 100%.
You could just say I'm a gambling man.
Do you know what? I'm not liking pound yen at all. Pound yen needs to stop it.
Pound yen, right, is at the top of its stochastic. It has broken into dead man's land. That 92 level strong, mate, and it's the top of my market for the day. This is no good to you, and if it doesn't break 92, you're okay.
Yeah. But that's...
Where's your stop loss? Because that's 10 pips.
505, 105.05.
105.04, okay. I'd even argue to say since we started today, the market's moved now. I'd say 94 is my level now.
94, yeah?
Yeah. So 94 is somewhere I'd be selling from. And I can see it's hit your trend there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just caught. It's caught in a not great spot, isn't it? It's like I'm not totally opposed to the sell that I've got here. Otherwise, I'd be pulling it off already. Yeah, but I'm not totally opposed to it. I just think we're just stuck in a tight spot at the moment. Doesn't know what it wants to do with itself.
Yeah, these are tricky. It's a tricky market now.
I think it should still be okay, though. I do think it should still be okay. Pound CAD, I'm very interested in potentially selling now that we've got that pullback there. Because look at the 2 hour.
Selling?
Yeah. I've been looking at pound CAD selling, and I never took it like an idiot. But look, 75.60. I lined this up this morning and then never took it because I'm an idiot. 7507. There's a good chance with the.
We all live in a yellow
But no, I think Pound CAD's got some more room here, because look, it looks to me like it's chasing after that 38.2, that unfulfilled 38.2 7500. You see? So on the 15, that's given a nice pullback with 1, 2, 3 counter candles. Is now giving me a break. I mean, give me a break.
Oh God,
it's a tough one, man. These last couple days have not been fantastic in the markets. It's been a bit tough.
This has been a rubbish week, mate.
Yeah, it's been crap. It's been a long time since a week's been this crappy. It's not really given. Like I say, it's it's not given great signals. Not given great moves. You know.
This is a testing time at the moment, because last summer I had an excellent summer trading, 30% plus. Then I took the winter off to do other things. We set up KST, everything, blah blah blah. We're here now, back into the new year, and I'm 1.3% down. Brilliant. So in terms of trader psychology and performance, and the market that we've sort of inherited coming into the new year, it's a bit rubbish, man.
Yeah.
This is a challenging and testing period. So anybody watching, you can either tune in to watch us succeed and be amazing, or watch me sell my house in about 3 months.
What do you reckon will get us more views?
If you don't cry, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. You know.
Oh man, gotta love it. Gotta love it. No, do you know what? That's why risk and equity management is so important. You know, I start when we get to the trader psychology portion of the Ultimate Forex Traders course. I actually start the lesson, don't I, Rich, with you are going to lose. Like,
yeah,
I literally say you are going to lose. Accept that. Become familiar with that and become okay with that. Seriously, right?
Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Lose more.
Well, I don't know about enjoy it, but be okay with it. Listen, if you're not okay with your losses, then you're doing something. I mean, I know it sounds obvious, because if you're losing,
be
you're doing
okay with hating your life.
But if you're not okay with your losses, then you're not trading with the correct money. Does that make sense, folks? You know,
you could always use someone else's money.
You could.
I know just the guy, actually.
Do you?
His first name's 5.
Link in the description, folks. Link in the description.
What have you done with Aussie dollar?
Aussie dollar. Nothing. I'm still in it.
Yeah, but what did you do? Buy or sell?
Sell. Yeah, I sold. Which, if dollar yen decides to wake up sometime today, then that would be fantastic.
This could just be a pullback though on the dollar yen, mate, and we're coming up 9 minutes for the close of this candle.
Yeah. Let
me change this to an hour and measure it, because we need less than a 50%, which by eye I can see that anyway, so whatever. The 15-minute candle Langle looks meh, and the 5-minute there's still some room for that to come back, mate, to be honest.
I'm liking pound CAD for a sell.
Sell it, man.
I'm liking it. I think all the bastard pounds are gonna sell, you know. They're only bastard pounds because I'm upside down at the moment.
Yeah.
But Oh, man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I've not lost confidence in the trades to the point that I've closed them. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like this trend line, the fact that this is holding, this looks really good right now on pound yen. That looks fantastic. If that can hold, that's brilliant. If. That's a big if. But if that holds like that and even pushes down a bit further and closes, ideally it would close back inside the sell zone, back on this side of the trend line there, the automated trend line. That would be ideal.
Hey, do you know anyone you could ring to buy the dollar yen?
Yeah, hang on, bear with me. Let me just make a couple calls.
You know a few traders, man. You've been around.
Yeah, that's it.
Hi guys, yeah. I'm gonna post on Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are we doing? Have you got a Reddit account? Get a post on Reddit, man. Everybody buy the dollar yen. Let's help the US economy out, man.
That's
Destroy the Japanese yen.
Come on, baby. 6 minutes to go to the close of the candle.
Okay, we've got a bit of news coming up. This might give it a bit of a whirl.
Yep.
See what it comes out actual though, and then we'll get an indication as to what direction the market might move a little bit in.
You on about unemployment? I mean, economic forecasts. EU economic forecasts.
EU Economic Forum, yes.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's the only news today really that's gonna bother us during the sesh. To be fair, there is some more news at 1:30. US Open might do some stuff today as well. And then 4, 7. See, the dollar yen is in a buy zone, mate.
It's been in a buy zone. Problem is, it doesn't want to do anything.
That 73 level was actually a sell zone. It was ranging in a buy zone, moved up to the sell.
Dollar yen just doesn't want to freaking do anything. That's the trouble.
Oh my god, I just want it to get up to that 93, man. There's just so much screaming. Sell me.
Me too. If that went up to the 93, that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. Come on, man. Come on, cable. Bloody cable. I'm gonna end up getting out of this probably. Going the other way.
Dollar keeps dropping. I would even argue to say, unless you're in a trade, don't get in one.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking for new ones. I'm looking to decide what to do with the existing ones.
This dollar's gonna bounce off the 63 and go long.
You think? For 2 pips? It's gonna go to 65?
Yeah.
Oh man.
As in, if it's gonna go long, it'll be the 63 level that it'll go. It'll continue from, is what I'm saying.
Dollar yen's been a friggin' thorn in my side all day. Yesterday and today. Just doesn't want to do anything. It's annoying. Doesn't want to do anything. Like, friggin' make up your mind, mate. Do something. It's almost like a band-aid, mate. Just rip it off one way or the other, you know? It's either gonna really hurt me, or it's gonna really help me. But one way or the other, just fucking do it already. I'll live. No matter what happens, I'll live. We'll sort it out. Just fucking do it. I'm sick of it already.
We should go for some hip hop, mate. Some lo-fi hip hop.
Do you know what? I need to upgrade my hard drive.
$1.
I've maxed out my hard drive with my music now.
$1. It never made it to the 12, did it? Ah, yeah, it made it. It went to 13. I had an alert set at 12. Look where it's moved to, mate. From 12. It's up at 36.
Of course it is. Son of a...
It's crazy, man. All these trades, I'm not getting in. I'm calling them, but I'm not getting in. The thing is the way the matrix system was actually designed for was to get in on short little moves like that.
Mm.
And you just take 3, 4, 5 pips out of the market each time.
That's mad.
But it's a very subjective trading style.
Mm.
There's not many rules by definition or sort of structured strategy to it. And so it's hard to monitor. Does that make sense? It's difficult to track and monitor, because if you're making subjective, discretionary decisions frequently, how do you even track that? You know?
Yeah. No, it's true. 30 seconds, mate. Pound dollar. If that closes looking the way it does, I'm out and going the other way. I think on pound dollar. What do you think? What do you think?
Mate, honestly, right, I'm a useless analyst at the minute.
Well, don't be useless.
Mate, it's 2 in the middle. It's 2 in the middle. Like, what you're trying to do is you need that 1 to 5% piece of information that's suggesting the market's going to go in a particular direction. That's what swing traders need.
Mm-hmm.
Swing traders are really struggling with that at the moment. Or you're going to have to take larger trades instead of your 15-minute type styles. You're going to have to come out of that, mate, and have a look at a 2-hour type trade. You know, a larger stop.
Sort of,
you know, so for me, if I was you looking at the pound dollar on the 2-hour, you know, you've got that long position that you're asking for. You know, your stop's going to be in and around sort of 104.20. Is it 104.20 pound dollar?
Well, I'm still in on my sell on pound dollar. I'm just looking to see what to do with the sell and slash if there's anything to be done after the sell. But I'm still in a sell at the moment. I'm just down 5 pips at the moment. It's hovering at 31, but I got in at 26. Thing is, cable is very much overbought. Like, that rally was beautiful, but it's overbought now. You know what I mean?
If you want,
it's gotta come back. Has to come back.
I'll tell you my market highs and lows, mate, and you can stick them on your chart.
Yeah, go on.
So this is for the day, right? So pound dollar.
Yeah.
3,800.
Hold on, let me grab the. Let's grab this one.
Horizontal ray.
Have you never seen that?
It's a fancy name for a line.
Go on.
3882 for the top.
Okay, go on. Euro dollar?
Euro dollar. We've got for the top 2165.
Yep, go on.
Bottom is 2094.
Okay. Our beloved dollar yen.
Dollar yen. Now this I'm really excited about. 104.18 at the
Yeah, I already know these ones. 104.18 and 104.94, isn't it?
104.94, yeah.
Okay. Dollar CAD.
Dollar CAD. I don't have any for dollar CAD.
Oh, do you
Aussie dollar though.
Dollar CAD looks good for a sell. It does.
Sell it, man.
No, really, it does. Seriously, it does.
We've got a little bit of movement now. We've got a little bit of movement. Candle close on the 1 hour. News has came out.
Screw dollar CAD. I'm not
Got
doing
some. Yeah, Aussie dollar, mate. 7753 for the top.
Yep. 7753. Yep.
7713 for the bottom.
Okay.
Euro Aussie. Bottom is 5623.
Hold on. Euro Aussie. Yeah. Okay. Wait, let me clean this up a little bit. Okay. 5623. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
That's the bottom. And then top is 5699. Actually, 5704.
5704.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then pound yen. This is the last one.
Yeah, go on.
Top is 144, so 0.94.
Yep.
And then for the bottom is 0.40. So what you'll probably notice is all of these currencies are sitting firmly in the middle of all my support and resistance levels for the high and the lows of the day.
Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, so my point is,
It's dead.
the market's in no man's land at the moment, and until these levels break, there's no momentum either side. Do you know? So if it was to say pound yen, since we're on that just now, if it broke the 40 level, we'd be looking at a sell. Do you know what I mean? Because there'd be sentiment then, and then that's when you do your chop suey with your trend lines and your and your MACDs and whatnot. And
my chopstick chop suey.
Yeah.
That's probably the best description of my analysis anyone's ever done.
It's like chop, 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 chop. Right, we're going this way. So yeah, dollar yen is I'm really excited about it, to be honest, just because of some of your analysis we did earlier in the week for that 104.18 level, but equally because of the information I have available here, that 104. So these levels that I've gave you, the 4 column road blocks on the system, one or two of them have got an L7. They're sell or buy zones on the algorithm, and I've aligned them with some of your trend and market analysis. So yeah, but the market is doing nothing.
We're starting to get a little bit of movement from the look of it, which is good. Go on. Starting to move a little bit. Starting to be not as upside down. Go on. It's like we financed the yacht, but we didn't buy it yet.
Well, the dollar did come down to that 6.4 level. Well, it's come down to 6.5, and there's a small little bullish candle starting to form. We need it to break past 76 now. What we need, mate. That's what we need.
Is that what we need? What do we need? Yeah, see, Aussie dollar.
You're selling that, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, mate, that's probably. Let me have a look across my board, right? Euro, dollar, yeah, nothing. Euro, Aussie, yeah, nothing. Dollar, yen, yeah, nothing. Pound, yen. Strange little short candle there for no reason. Okay. But ultimately nothing. So your dollar yen, okay, is the closest to the sell side of the market. You know, it's already come off of the 7753 at 7:15 this morning.
Which one?
Aussie dollar.
Aussie dollar.
Yeah. I was a little bit late to the party this morning.
Yeah, 7753.
Getting organised for this. But yeah, I would normally have. To be fair, I wouldn't have even got in that trade if I zoom in on a 1 minute. Yeah, I'd have missed that anyways. I'd have got to the computer and I'd have missed that trade by 0.6.
0.6?
Yeah, it did travel though. It travelled for 18.7, but I'd have missed it. So it doesn't count. That Aussie dollar is 7755, yeah. That's my sell zone on the algo, and it's a 4-column roadblock on the system. Joke, man, jokes.
Kiwi dollar. I'm selling Kiwi dollar as well. That actually looks alright, you know. Kiwi dollar. Notice anything that would cause headaches though? Anything that would explain headaches?
New Zealand dollar we're looking at.
Yeah. Notice anything?
Is this a genuine question?
Yeah.
Or are you asking me to have a look at my side?
Yeah, no, it's a genuine question. So it's something you hate. I mean, not that you hate, but that you're something you're very good at spotting. Do you see it?
Zoom out a bit, mate. What are you looking to do? Sell this?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at. You see, I'm selling this already. I'm in this. I'm upside down a little bit, but I'm in it.
Right.
I'm down 5 pips at the moment. What I'm on about is this right here, the spinning top. See how we got an engulfing bear that brought us right down to the trend line. We got a little bounce at the trend line, but then we got a spinning top, and the market's just been inside that spinning top boundary ever since.
What's that candle there at the base? What are we on, 2 hours?
This is a 2 hour, yeah.
Okay, so 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right. See, I find because you use stop orders to sort of confirm the direction of the trend, it's different to how I would get in, because I'll be getting in a lot sooner at the compromise of the confirmation. And what I mean by that is that New Zealand dollar, for me to take that long, I would want the 7,200 level.
Right here.
Yeah, I would buy there, but I know you wouldn't do that. You know, you'd be looking at setting your stop order above, perhaps for a counter trend break. You'd probably even wait for that trend line to break and then have a stop beyond that with your low, then way below.
Yeah, so I'm actually in this at the moment. I'm selling. I sold at 72.18, which is just there. So it took me in right here.
That's a good price, man.
And then, so 72.18, you can see it's just kind of hung out a little bit. We're inside this spinning top boundary. But the good news is resistance appears to be holding. You get good price rejection twice there, twice. So that's the good news there. It does appear to be holding. But this is my actual position. Show you. Oops.
Yeah, I would have sold at 7,240, looking at that ish. Upwards of 7,240.
72. Where did I get in? 72.18.
18, yeah.
And then I'm looking to take this to. I've got my target at 7,175, and my stop is at 7,247. I actually like that trade. I think that trade looks good, provided resistance can hold there.
Right, let's get in on some action, man. If this pound yen can get down to, I'm gonna set an alert right now. If pound yen can get down to 59, I'm buying it. Thug life.
Did you say if pound yen gets down to 59?
I'm buying it, yeah.
Is that just to mess with me?
No, it'd only be a short trade.
Tell you what, we had an issue pushing to Facebook this morning again. Won't push to Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised. Have we got any traders watching other than S Trade?
Yeah, it's been dipping in and out a bit. I'm not sure. If anyone's watching along, obviously, say hi. Put your questions in the chat box. It's just dipping in and out, mate.
It's a slow market.
It is.
I'd be surprised if there's anyone trading other than us.
See, pound Aussie's coming back nicely. You see pound Aussie on a 15.
We've got white zone phase 4 across the board.
Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how resistance is held here. Pound Aussie. That's good. It's a good sign. What's not great though is where this is and the fact that we've got crosses here. But again, resistance holding there. That's definitely a positive sign. It's on the 2 hour. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely positive, mate. So, pound Kiwi. So I'm in pound Aussie, pound Kiwi selling. Same as pound yen. Oh, I was looking at pound CAD, wasn't I, for a possible sell as well, because of that pullback. Go to 2 hour. See, this was the original move I called this morning. Breakout to the south of the pennant.
Oh, good.
But
you're making some money there.
no, that's the trouble. That's the trouble. So I'm trying to find a place to get back in on pound CAD. Because like an idiot, I closed out of that. That was a good one. But I mean, if ever there was a place to get back in, this is as good a place as any. The only trouble is 7507 isn't that far away. So ideally, if this pulls back a little bit further and then gives me something to work with, then that would be good.
Sorry about that. Aussie dollar 7731 long. You heard it here first.
7. What did you say? 7731.
Yeah.
Look at euro dollar, mate. Look what it's doing. That's interesting.
It's a nice candle.
Very interesting indeed.
Actually, oh yeah, stick it on the 1 hour, mate.
Yeah, so test is failing. If this candle were to close looking exactly like it does right now, I'd be looking to place a buy 10 pips above the close of that previous engulfing bull right there.
Are you not in this now?
No.
Oh, I thought you was in this long.
Not yet.
I would that 2124 level, mate, is a beast. If you're gonna buy, that now's the time to buy.
2124. Yeah, it is a good level. 2124 is a good level. No, if anything, mate, I'm gonna go 10 pips above the close of that previous engulfing bull right there. So that's 2146. So that's basically that's exactly the projection. That's basically how I would line up to trade. I'd basically set the trap. The problem with that though is that obviously when you do it like that, you're almost
pull back.
But
and then you're gonna have balls of steel.
That's the thing. You gotta have balls of steel because you're getting in basically and knowing full well there's gonna be a pullback. So you're basically getting in, anticipating, right, I'm gonna see a big fat negative on the P&L thing for a little while before I see it start to go the way of the dodo. You know.
Well, I guess that's why I say what I say with regards to, if you was to buy now, whilst buying now is getting the better price, sacrificing the confirmation of the upward move. It's like you can't have them both. It's one or the other.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I mean, yours, like you say, the benefit is definitely that you're getting a better price. The risk, though, is that and the drawback is that it is riskier, right? Because you're still, like right now, this is still technically in the sell zone.
You have less information.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the sake of 20 pips, you have less information, and then it could go the other way, and you lose anyway.
Exactly. Now 2146 and 2107. You're looking at 39 in risk, so I'd want a minimum 58. It's 2404. 2404, 2204. 2404 would be nice. 2204. Mate, the friggin' projection. That's literally, that's a trade for the projection.
Is that for the
Euro dollar.
2207 target?
2207 is the 2.618 target. I'm going a couple pips in front of it at 22.
Wait, set that up, man. Set that up.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, because that is right in line with the actual projection. That's actually really nice.
I mean, you're arguably straddling the market here in what looks favourably bullish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the euro to go long, that suggests dollar weakness, which dollar yen is slowly but surely.
Dollar yen doesn't know what the hell it wants to do with itself.
Well, this is the thing though, right? See, if dollar yen was to drop to its yesterday's low, to say that sort of 104.5, 104.40 level, that might be enough just to pull euro dollar beyond that that 214 price.
You know what?
And then people might get behind it, and this is the thing, you know. So dollar yen doesn't have to move that much to influence the others.
Dollar yen's about to move. Dollar yen's about to move, mate. I'm telling you now. I'm gonna call it. I think dollar yen's gonna do something here. Let's see. Dollar yen.
Well, if you're correct, then according to Pepperstone, 68% of clients on Pepperstone will be wrong.
What?
It tells me for each currency pair what all the traders are doing.
Really?
On the platform, yeah. 68% of clients are buying dollar yen right now.
Really? Yeah, well, they're all wrong.
Well, pretty much all brokers have an average of 75% losing traders, right? So
yeah, exactly. There you go. That's actually really good information, mate. We'll just do exactly the opposite.
So if they're buying,
see, 6.6. I think this is going to be a good price to get in down to 30. I'll tell you what.
And then buy it right back up, man.
I'm gonna do it.
30. It'll go beyond 30, mate.
I'm gonna do it.
It'll see the 18. It'll see the 25.
I'm gonna do it. I got my finger on the trigger.
What are you doing? Selling
Stop
it?
me. Stop me.
You better press sell.
You better stop me.
Oh yeah.
You better stop me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You better stop me.
Have you set the trade up?
Hey, you better stop me.
Have you set it up?
No, not yet. But that actually looks like it's setting up for a sell, mate, not a buy. That's gonna sell off. Look at the MACD. Look at the price action. Look at out in the field. We're getting the cross out in the field. On the 2-hour time frame, you have that big time rejection on the previous candle there. I think this is going to make a push down.
I'm just saying it's still indecisive.
No, I know it is. That's why I'm like... Oh, I'm tempted though. But yeah, I need to wait. We've got 3 minutes for the close of the candle. I need to wait for the close of the candle no matter what I do here. But I'm literally at 0 pips on dollar yen right now. Like, I'm literally at break even as I say this. I'm staring at it on my screen.
Oh yeah. What, across the board?
At dollar yen. No, on dollar yen, I'm literally at 0. I'm up 0.1 pips at the moment.
What, for a buy?
On a buy.
I would close that, mate.
Yeah, I think I might.
Close it, mate.
I think I might.
Get out of the market, man.
Wow.
What, to buy it?
I'm in. Yeah, so I'm in on a buy on this, but I'm contemplating closing.
When did
that
you buy it? Is that because of your
This
potentially projected
morning.
104.92?
Is what?
Based on your fib there? That previous fib, is that what you're going off?
Hold on. Dollar yen. Let me see. 104.66, 104.40. Right. Yeah. So what I'm doing here.
It's because you got that fib projecting the.
We've got the break into the buy zone here with the engulfing bull and the cross on the MACD. That's probably what I bought right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got in at 6.6. Yeah, the high is 104.66. I probably got right there, but I've lost confidence in it. I don't think it's gonna actually go.
I think that move. That's it, mate. Like, that was your move. That was the long move. But obviously, because your strat waits 10 pips before entry, this is what I'm saying. Like, this market, and specifically this currency pair, because it does move like a tank. It's got a really long turning circle. When it goes downhill, it goes, and up until it gets momentum, it's slow, you know. So I think that was your move. But I'm looking at your fib there, 104.47. No, 104.40.
Then again, saying that, watch this.
58, 57. I can't see the thing on the screen.
Saying that, look what it's just done. Oh, that's interesting. No, never mind. I'm not gonna touch it. Never mind. I'm gonna sit on my hands. Because that's very interesting, actually. Because that's also a 5-0 on that sub right there. That's fulfilled it. It's now come back and given the 5-0, and it's given two, not just one, but two candlestick formations pointing to a buy at that 5-0.
If you're gonna leave it, you need to just leave it and let it stop out or take profit with that particular dollar yen, because you'll go mental trying to work out the only information you've got being a range, mate.
I know.
Like, you're either in that trade or you're out, I think, with your strategy.
No, I agree.
So you got to be in it to win it. I would leave that decision for you.
That was great. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was a great help. I appreciate that.
It's just dead across the board, mate, to be honest. I think I'm going to go see my mother this afternoon and have dinner with her. That's so switched off from today's market I am.
Yeah. No,
I would genuinely say, if any traders watching, or if anyone's watching this back later or whatever, you know, like, I'd maybe check out the US session about sort of 1-off, 1-2, but I wouldn't even worry about it, man. Take the day off. There's a balance between, like, actually enjoying what you do.
Yeah.
This isn't that fun when it's like this.
No, agreed.
Agreed. There's not much to analyze, or there's not much opportunity to seek, because it is flatline. Maybe the tighter traders, you know, there's traders out there. You've got your 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pip wonders. There's some stuff in here for sure. It's a ranging market. It's a really small range, but
Aussie dollar.
Pound is climbing.
Might be good.
Euro's climbing. Aussie dollar's climbing. The Euro Aussie's dropping. Makes sense. But even my 1 minute, my 5 minute, my 15 minute, like, they're just a mess, mate.
Yeah,
across the board.
it's just, yeah, it's
Let me send you a picture of this.
It's really very, very, very choppy the last couple days. Really very, very choppy.
I'll send you this picture, mate, and you can stick it up on the screen.
This one.
Pull that up, mate. Not that one, the next one. Yeah, if you zoom in. Like, can you see the 1, the 5, the 15 and the 60? You see how they're all, you got the one above the 2, and then the next column you got the one below the 2, and then the next column, and they're all sort of bunched together.
Yeah.
It's because
it's just all over the place.
In terms of price action, in what the market's doing right now, because that's what really matters. Nothing happening, man.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Like, there's times where I say to you, we've got a nice healthy trend in a particular direction because we've got that snake pattern. The closest I would argue to say that even the Aussie dollar's mixed up. Like, none of these currencies know which way they're going right now. No. Even the Aussie dollar, you got that sort of trend shape, but the L1s and the L2s are the wrong way around, man. They need to be, if it's upward, you'd have a green one above the red 2, etc.
No, it's all over the place, mate. It's all over the place. It's not great. May end up just calling it, giving it a bit longer, and then maybe just call it for the week, and it is what it is. It was a losing week. You're gonna have those,
Yeah, I think that's fair. I am actually gonna leave my 2 orders on the dollar yen, because when it does break out, it'll go. And just leave it, mate, and I'm just gonna leave those prices. That's not changing for me. The best looking one for you, I reckon, is that euro dollar.
Dollar yen looks alright, actually. It's redeeming itself. It's saving itself. Yeah, man, this is just dead. This is dead as dead can be. Look at that pound CAD, man. Told ya. Let me see this on the 15 minute, just so I can beat myself up about not getting back in. Hang on.
To be fair, is there a bit of a flagpole pennant forming beginning off for the dollar yen?
I think I can still get in this. Hang on, mate. Look.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can. It's waiting for you, mate.
Sure is. It's come to save the day. Ah,
shit.
I just put... Oops. There we go. Okay. Come on. 58. 75, 58. Come on, baby. Give Papa something good. Papa needs something good. 7525. Go on. 7525. That's screaming my name, mate. What you think?
So at 33 in risk, you want 48?
Oh yeah, of course.
In reward.
Jeez. 33 in risk, yeah. So I want 49 in reward. So 74, 76 is what I'm gonna want to go go for.
Sell it, man.
Which on the 2 hour.
The MACD looks horrible though. MACD is not conducive.
No, it's not, but it's also a lagging indicator. That's actually a really nice support target right there. I'm gonna sell it. Pound CAD.
1%. Make up for the loss.
Ready? Ready?
Ah!
Shit!
And then, oh god, imagine.
That's a quick way to lose your mind. Absolutely. If you wanna drive yourself insane quickly, do exactly that. What Rich just said.
I actually think you should make a parody out of that trade yesterday.
Which one? The Euro Yen?
The one that just like.
That was the Euro Yen, dude. That's. I gotta frame that one. I gotta do a printout and frame it.
Mate, please do some fancy editing with that and stick it on the channel. with that GIF of the Green Goblin. I forget his name, man. Where it's like this. How to lose a trade. How not to win in trading.
No, mate. How to lose a trade in under 15 minutes.
Yeah.
How to lose a trade in one 15-minute candle. No, that was impressive. That was good.
How to project the opposite direction to the one you really want to go in.
Did you see that? I didn't even have time to like finish talking about that trade. I didn't even tell you about the setup because it just went. I was like, okay, well. By the way, I was in a trade then.
Yeah. I just want to take time out to explain to you the trade that I just lost.
What, the trade you just lost?
Whilst setting it up.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I like the look of that pound CAD. See, pound they don't look bad. Oh, even pound Aussie doesn't look bad.
Yeah, they are all.
It's just a pullback. It's just a pullback.
I'm gonna watch the dollar yen on the 1 minute for a bit.
It's just doing my head in. That's all. It's just doing my friggin' head in at this point, because it's like it's like you say though. You know, it's like you rightly say. The market's just kind of today just doesn't want to do anything. It's like for somebody like me, for a trader like me, that's a really rough day, because it means I'm sat here waiting for the market to give me something definitive to go off of, and it's just not doing it. It's just not biting. It's like, you know?
Yeah.
I still like the look of this pound Aussie though. I think that's okay. Pound Kiwi, I still like the look. That's the thing, man. I mean, I'm a little upside down on them, but I still like the look of them. I still think they'll come back. So there's no point for me to do anything. Look at pound yen. Case in point. Look at that. I was freaking out over here, remember? Absolutely freaking out over here. Now look.
Yeah.
That's because resistance held, and it's broken back into the sell zone. That's fantastic. Look at the MACD as well. That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. If it can keep it, if it can maintain it. That's the key. That's the key. Right now, that looks fantastic, but that's right now.
Dollar needs to find strength.
Oh, I never did get out of the dollar yen trade, did I? 104.66. I'm up 2 pips.
It's at a it's broke through the 34 EMA. It's now come back to it. We could be having a reversal, a crossover there, carry on long potentially.
Yeah, do you reckon? Yeah, because I mean, this just looks like a test at the moment. Because
it did cross the 34 EMA yesterday, which, as you know, I know it's an indicator. It's a very common indicator. I have it on there because it is useful sometimes. We've now got a bullish candle from the 34 EMA. Yesterday it didn't stay above it, came back below. It's faffed around at that 55 level. And that's on the 1 hour. On the 1 minute, it's back below it, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I go down to the 1 minute sometimes just for shits and giggles, just to see what it looks, just to see what it's doing.
I think based on the monthly,
I don't like this Dalian at all.
I think based on the monthly time frame, who trades off the monthly? No one trades off the monthly.
I don't know. I might freaking start. Let me tell you.
Nobody trades off the monthly, man. You'd be setting a pending order for about 4 months.
Now we just okay, traders. So we'll just wait 4 months from now. So what are we going to talk about tomorrow? I don't like the look. I don't like Dalian, man. I really don't like Dalian. Aussie dollar's coming back nice though. So is Kiwi dollar should be, yeah. Okay, there we go. We got the close of the 15. Let's see where we are. Pound yen looks beautiful. I love that. I love that. I love that. Keep that going, pound yen. Pound Kiwi looks alright. Ish of sorts. Pound Aussie's not ideal. No, in fact, pound Aussie's terrible. This is the 2 hour. Pound Aussie. I'm not all that confident in pound Aussie, to be honest. However, as long as resistance holds there, and I do think there is still some room to the downside, because if we look at the 2 hour time frame here, stochastic, yeah, okay, we're in the buy zone now, but there's still a little bit of room there, and then the MACD, we've got a cross, and we've got some bearish response on the histogram as well, and we're descending into the buy zone, again indicating that there might still be some room to the downside here. Not much. I'm not saying there's tons of room here, but there might still be enough that it might still be worthwhile to just hold the position a little bit longer. You know what I mean? On the 15 itself, it doesn't look fantastic. Certainly the other ones look better. Pound CAD, I'm confident, will probably take me in and actually go to that target. This was the original call. I'm just trying to, because I never took it, I waited for the pullback here. We got a 1, 2, 3 candle pullback. So I'm basically looking to trade the break of that to catch the rest of that move, basically. But I called that from up here. I should have taken it. Stupid. I should have taken it. Just didn't this morning. Let's see, pound dollar. Oh yeah, and pound dollar's selling. Pound dollar looks alright. Don't you think? Look at the engulfing bear that formed right at resistance there too.
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
In the 1 hour, it did that, but then it had a convincing bullish.
That's just a test, mate. That's just a test right there. That's gonna continue selling pound dollar. In fact, I reckon that's probably gonna try to break the 3,800. What's this?
Light blue. Scored a goal, is it?
You see what's the high here? 59. Yeah, so 86%. Did this actually hit?
No.
38.13. Ooh. No, but remember 38.12. We've been speaking about 38.12 as a level of consequence for pound dollar. So 38.12, it looks like it's going to push to 38.12.
I'd say that price is now 38.15.
What do you mean?
The what was 38.12 is now 38.15, yeah.
Oh, right, from what you're seeing.
Go on, pound yen. Come on, pound yen, you little minx. Need to get that down to 59, man. And then I'm gonna buy it with everything I got, just to make today interesting.
Pound yen. Yeah, it looks alright actually. Looks alright. It may shape out to be a pretty decent day overall. It's just the session itself has been horrendous. Like,
yeah,
you know, market activity wise, just dead. Dead. Might actually work out okay though on the whole. Except for pound New Zealand.
Yeah, there just needs to be, you know, a decision, but I think that'll come at 1:30.
Yeah. Well, that's just it, isn't it? By this time of morning, if there hasn't been any sort of, you know, big moves yet, it's not going to happen until 1:30. It's just not. Like, so there's no point. You know what I mean? Might as well go enjoy the next couple hours, and if you're going to come back to it today, then come back at 1:30. Not a moment sooner. It makes no sense to come back sooner, I don't think. Come on, pound Aussie, what are you doing? That means Aussie dollar's coming down though, which should be good for that Aussie dollar trade. Where are you? Yep. Which means Kiwi dollar should also, yeah, there it goes. Kiwi dollar should also be coming down, which is good. That's a good thing. We want that. Dollar yen should be rallying. Yeah. It's just one of those, man. It's like watching friggin' paint dry. Isn't it? It's like, the market's like that. Sometimes it's like an adrenaline rush for 2 hours. Sometimes it's like watching paint dry. It's just how it is. You know?
No, I know.
I do think, though, I mean, the positions that I've got in there currently, I'm not, like, I don't feel ashamed of them or anything. So, so that must be a good thing.
Yeah, I think they're fine, mate.
Yeah, no, I think they're positioned all right. It's just the market needs to figure out what it wants to do.
Let them play.
Yeah. This here, look at that. Ooh. Hold the phone, Batman.
I'm just looking at euros in there.
Hold the phone, Batman. What's this?
There's an emergence.
What's this? Holy candlestick formation, Batman.
Yeah.
That's a morning star. With
Yep.
a test. With a test and everything. 5680 would be the entry point.
With the trend, you just need that price to pop above, I'd say 81, mate.
5734.
If it can break the 81,
Batman.
then euro looks good to go long. Aussie dollar down, which means that would almost suggest dollar up though. So yep.
Look at that. How's that hit you?
Looks good. I think you should get in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Been doing that lately. 57.59. There we go. 56.34.
It's quite a considerable drop. Like it's had a 60 pip move from 5704. It looks like it's done with that now.
It does, doesn't it? That's quite nice.
There's enough evidence to support that it's bored of that direction.
Either it is or we are. All right, so 156.34, taking it to 157.59. Looking to get in at 56.80. Ideally.
Yeah, you need it to beat this 567, 576 level.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I've set that at 80 because that'll give it. I mean, there's, like you say, mate, there's plenty of information to go by there. There's a morning star right at the trend line. There's a trend line. We're back inside the buy zone in terms of the T3s. We're in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend fib. The target is, it's a bit further than the fib target. The fib D extension, but that could just be a case, trade manage it around the fib D extension. You know what I mean? No, that looks good. I like that. That looks good. That actually looks decent. Finally. Euro Kiwi, same thing. Look at that. Morningstar test.
Yeah.
Ooh. The MACD isn't as good.
Nah.
Oh, but you know what? On the 15, it certainly is. Look at that. Look at that. But it's overall downtrend. No. Why ruin it? I'm just going to leave it at Euro Aussie.
I think keep that Euro Aussie, mate. I think that's quite a healthy one.
Yeah.
Let's take the last 5 minutes to check back with what you've got and decide on whether you're keeping it or not. And if you decide to keep it, I advise just let it stop out or take its profit, because the market needs to decide which direction it's going in, and your stop loss may just do its job. So I think you've just got to stay true to the strategy now, mate.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do what you've got, and we'll call it there.
I agree. Okay, so recap, get a quick status update going here. From the top, I am in on a pound dollar selling. Oops, it's just there. Hang on. There we go. In on a pound dollar selling. Although,
selling.
Yeah.
How come you're
38.26 is where I got in. Stop loss at 38.74. Right here. Hold on. Where'd that trade come from? Wait a minute. Was that a 2-hour one, maybe? Where the hell did that trade come from?
Have you priced it up for either direction? Confused.
Yeah, we're gonna make sense of this now. Hang on. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, so overall uptrend on pound dollar 15. Market made this high, then came down and broke the trend line. So we're now on this side of the trend line, which means there's potential for this to come to the next available trend line if it doesn't turn around and come back above and create a new higher high here. We have a super shallow one toe in the water, but the market's maintained above ever since. At the moment, it's broken into the sell zone. My actual parameters of my trade here, let me just chart this out so I can make sense of what the heck I did. 38.26. For an entry, 38.74 for my stop, like so, and then 37.69 just here. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is my trade right here. So we're in the sell zone. We had a break. It actually looks all right. I know the MACD is not great at the moment, but if I go up to the larger time frame, I've got plenty of room. Plenty of room for this to continue. So that actually looks okay, mate. That pound dollar, I think. What do you think?
I think it's okay. I think it's our rate.
You just telling that? You just saying that to make me feel better?
No, I was watching that. I think it's fine.
Yeah. No, I think
I'm
this.
also just.
I think this one will be all right. Heavily dependent on what the dollar decides to ultimately do, though. I think, don't you think?
Yeah. Set an alert for 3801. And have a look at the market when it gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's my low for the day, right? So that's where you're going to start seeing support for a potential continued bullish move. So you're going to want to have a look at how it's performed and decide whether you're getting out or not.
Yeah.
Try and make some money back.
Yeah. Yeah, at that level, I'd be looking for candlestick formation.
I know you like your 1.15s, mate, but I think in this market, at least today and tomorrow, I'd be happy with a 1-to-1, I think.
Yeah.
With your strat.
No, I agree. Wholeheartedly. At the end of the day, it's not about greed, is it? It's not about being greedy.
It's a tough one because your strategy states, I'm going to risk 1 and I'm going to go through 1.5. And you can just let it play out like that 100 times and, you're going to be up or not. The idea is you are. Because the strat's got a sort of 55, 60, 65% success rate. So it makes sense when discipline's applied. But if you're employing a strategy in a market that you're slightly lucky to get that extra edge out of it.
Yeah.
What do you do when human intervention could just sort of take that at 1-to-1 and that's still good?
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Would you rather take the 1 off the table and leave the other 0.5 on the table, or let it go for the sake of that additional 0.5 and then give it all back as a result?
Yeah.
And be upside down to boot. Not just give it back, but lose when you could have one. You know what I mean?
I would even argue to say that whilst this pandemic still, I think anyone swing trading, I think be happy with 1-to-1. You know,
Well,
can't expect too much out of the market, I think, at the minute, man.
yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know that I would go that far. Because the thing is, you know, the swings are still unfolding. They're still fulfilling themselves. It's just the market is taking all kinds of detours along the way. They're still getting there.
I know. My point is more often than not, you are correct long enough to get a 1 nearly every time. It's the extra potential range where you allow it to be, and then it sort of starts meandering, and it's whether your stop loss can contain that or not. And once it hits, and that's money down. So I don't know. That's just my theory on the markets at the moment. I've had trouble with short sharp trading myself. I'm 1.2 down at the minute, which 1.3, which is pretty much 2 trades to be fair, but 3 trades.
Yeah. No, I'm like I said, I'm down at the minute as well. It's just been, you know, it's this week. This week has not been fantastic, but you know, you're gonna get that. You know, we say it all the time. And it's not hyperbole or, you know, it's not. We don't say it for the sake of saying it, folks. It's true, right? You're gonna have good weeks. You're gonna have bad weeks, just like with anything in life. There's no such thing as, you know, winning every single trade or you know, it just doesn't exist. Be nice, but it just doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? And you know, in times like this where it is a rough week, don't be so quick to assume that it's you or anything you're doing. You know what I mean? Don't rush to sort of beat yourself up about it. Understand that, you know, this market is just not behaving well at the moment. There's nothing we can do about that. You know what I mean? So, you know, at some point, that's why I ended up taking that dollar yen trade off this morning. I just got sick of seeing the negative. You know, it's because I don't mind carrying a negative if I know that the potential for it to go the way I'm intending for it to go is good, decent at least. You know what I mean? But if the market's not giving anything, if it's not telling me one way or the other anything at all, and I'm still holding on to that negative, do you know what? I'd rather just take the loss, free up that exposure, and use that for a better setup. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the way I see it. So that's why I got out of dollar yen this morning. When I did, although we're at 74 now, aren't we? 73?
It's doing something.
It's moving. Finally. Freaking finally, man.
It needs to break this.
I think like you rightly said, I think, you know, once we get to New York, we'll see some you know, decent movement come back into play here. Although, to be fair, this is the best movement we've seen on this all day right now. What's going on right now?
But if I stick a bearish fib on this, let's give it that one right.
Where are you going? 7-6 for your A. It's about to take that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about to take that out. Let's have a look.
Yeah, so if I give this a bearish fib just for a small one, just to sort of have a look at this movement since last week. 105.76 for the A. B being 104.55 because it's a nice strong level. 105.01 would be a 61.8% retracement, and my high on my market cap is is 104.97 now, to be fair. I need to
Oh, has it gone up?
Yeah, it moves.
Oh, right.
It's a moving target, really.
Yeah.
Because I'll go off of the L7, and you got a 4-column roadblock at 96. So whilst that's 5 pips ahead of the 105.01, which would be the 61.8, I think what would be quite a nice development would be an upwards push to that 95 level, sell there, and then it comes all the way back down to the 104.18, and then long again. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, for me, that would be absolutely perfect, and I'd be selling and buying at those two locations. Because it is conducive with the overall daily bullish trend that we have as well.
So a quick little look.
You know, it may be slightly wishful thinking, but I'm still going to trade it. I'm still going to trade it. I'm still going to set up for it, you know.
Are you a dreamer, Rich? Is that what's going on? Are you dreaming? So I like, you know, the push upward. I completely agree with. We had this nice big sell-off, followed by a doji, which of course is a bullish indicator. The doji happened to close just above the 5.0 as well on this daily time frame, which is just, I mean, that's just, you don't get much more beautiful than that, really, to be fair, right? I mean, that's good. That's like textbook ideal. And sure enough, the market is starting to rally now. 105.94 puts us at right about there. But you said 9.7 now, right? So that's right here.
Yeah.
In support of what you're saying, mate, watch this. So we've got this channel that I'm looking at on this daily time frame that I've been watching for a little while now. So based on what you've just said, that would basically look like this in my chart. Well, not quite that far. Hang on.
Nah.
Hang on.
Where's the 104.18, mate?
That's right here. There, about there. So around about there. So that's basically, and I would agree with that. The only thing is, where I would sort of split, is that just at the backside of that trend line there, I would want to wait and see, because you've got not only resistance from the backside of that trend line, but if you look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches of resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, arguably 7 touches of support. You could possibly even scooch that up ever so slightly, like so. So yeah, I'm basically what I'm saying, mate, is based on my analysis, I'm with you about 50 to 60% of the way, and it's just in here where.
Well, I have no intention to trade or any idea of what I would do there. I'm just talking about the first high there at the top of your range, and then I was kind of hoping that trend line was a little more towards the 18 point. I'm gonna set an alert and see what it looks like around 25 level, 30 level.
Yeah, see, I don't like the 18. I like the 30. I've been talking about the 30. I think 18 might be a little bit, because that's
ambitious.
So
that would be a 50% pullback on a big bullish fib.
But that would be a case of I think we're in agreement, man. I think we're basically saying the same thing because, yeah, we're basically both looking for this to push to about the 94 to 105 region, at which point we're then both anticipating that it's gonna sell off because that's a good level of resistance there. So then it's, I mean, we're basically saying the same thing. And then at that point, obviously, you know, that's when we need to wait and see how the market reacts to breaking that trend line, or interacting with that trend line rather. Shouldn't assume that it'll break it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate. Yeah.
So, other than that, so that's dollar yen. I'm also in. Oh, let me go back to the 15 minute. I'm also in on Aussie dollar, which I think looks alright.
Did you sell it?
I did. Let me outline my trade. 7737.
This is the worst market ever. Look what the euro dollar's done in the last 30 minutes. Jesus Christ.
I know, it's horrendous, isn't it? It's been really bad.
After everything we were saying, we're like,
really
yeah. Look at the last half an hour in a minute. Whilst we was doing all of that, the euro dollar, mate, has just sneaked.
Hang on. Aussie dollar. 7694 77.
Sneaked or snuck?
Yeah, it's my Aussie dollar trade right there. There's Kiwi
Really?
dollar. And then
I've got nothing going on, man.
oh, euro dollar's gonna continue selling.
Nothing going on right now, man.
Yeah. So you see, with euro dollar, the trouble with euro dollar was we're still stuck inside that flagpole pennant, mate. I thought, you know, it looked promising. The last little spike out looked pretty promising for a potential breakout of this pennant, but obviously that's not happening. We're still stuck in it. This might be good for a sell, actually. Euro dollar. Didn't I set up a sell? No, I didn't. I set up in the direction of the friggin' buy, yeah. So,
mate, leave it. It's a stop order anyway. Like, it is what it is, man.
I got an idea, though. Don't you want to hear my idea?
Straddle.
No. My idea is to leave it alone and put a pin in it right there. That's my idea.
Great idea.
I thought you might.
No, so you're just gonna leave them, mate?
I think so. I mean, the pounds, I'm still upside down on the friggin' pounds, but they don't. Well, at least last time I checked. Let's go back and check them again. Here's the pound yen.
I would just set your alerts, mate, and revisit this at 1:30, 2 o'clock.
See, pound yen potentially giving a tweezer bottom on the 2 hour, which is not great. But yeah, it's one of those, mate, where it's like I kind of wish I could just, in good conscience, just close out and walk away, call it a day. It is what it is. But these positions are such that, yes, I'm upside down, but not so much so, and things don't look so outrageous that it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I still think there's a chance that this could at least come back, at least give me a break even. You know what I mean? Because I don't think the calls are wrong. I just think the friggin' market is just all over the place this morning. And that's all it is.
Mate, your analysis is in line with your strategies. And if the opportunity is there and the strategy is saying that's a trade, well, you take it. It's as simple as that.
No, that's it.
At the end of the day, you know, as long as you're taking it at your 0.2, 0.3%, you've got a sustainable drawdown allowance. So, mate, it's fine.
Yeah.
And you've got to allow these to take profit or stop loss, because that's where it'll manifest the profit at the end. You know, you take 100 trades, and you'll be there standing at the end. The strategies, when you're setting them up, this is your 5 to 10% edge on the market. That gives you that sort of 55-65% probability. You know.
Yep.
I just think.
Yeah, this I think you're.
Taking them at 1-to-1. Take one off the top, mate. Move stop to break. Move stop to break even and part position out with at a 1-to-1, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just for now, man. Like, see next month you can review what the market looks like and if there's sentiment.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But I think for now, that would be my advice to any swing traders at the minute.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And I think what I'm going to do as far as this morning's trades are concerned is I'm going to set alerts at the 1-for-1 points, and then just literally I'm going to walk away from this now, go on, crack on with the day. At 1:30 I'll come back and check. I won't look at it beforehand. I'll come back at 1:30 and check and see what's going on.
Yeah, because don't forget, if you take 3 trades and they win, you're up, let's say you put 0.1 on, you're up 0.3, that's money that you didn't have that you're now able to trade in the future. So, and the same can be said when you're losing, you have less money to trade with when it's lost. So I think in the current market, unless you're taking big sort of 4-hourly or daily type trades, which you're not, mate, these are even though your stops are like sort of 30 to 60, they're still intraday based targets. So
yeah,
I think the 1-to-1, because there's been a few times where you've been at the 1 and you're waiting for that 0.5 and then it's come back or whatever,
and come back all the way.
I think in the climate at the minute, having traded for the last 3-4 weeks now, and I've been observing, the market just screams indecision.
Yeah.
I think there's so many people at home at the moment. There's a lot of traders at home. There's a lot of financial and commercial activity taking place at the moment. There's a lot of changes. There's a higher volume of traders than there ever was. I think IG, they've reported like 30+% more traders than normal.
Really?
That's insane, mate.
30? Wow. Really?
Yeah, it's stupid, mate. Stupid. Yeah, you can check that out online. Because they released their quarterly thingamabobs report. So yeah, man. I think let's leave it there. I'm not doing anything. I've got my $2 yens, which are price based anyway, and I don't care what the candles are doing. And that's a buy at the 104.18, and that's a sell at the 104.95. So
yeah,
and that's it. That's all I've got going on, man.
Yeah.
And I'll leave that till Monday.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good, man. Well, even though it was a crazy one market-wise, it's always a pleasure. It's always a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun. So, Rich, as always, mate, thank you.
Thank you.
To anyone still with us, watching along, thank you so much for being here. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you guys are faring okay in these crazy market conditions. And that all in all, you're doing well and you've had a good week. Next week is another week, and we will be here for that. We'll be together again on Monday. So until then, folks, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And until Monday, you know the drill. To your health, wealth, and happiness always. This is Christopher Guzman and Richard Hooper, bringing you the Forex Trading Lounge, signing off and saying good day. Take care, everybody. See you soon. See you, Rich.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, mate.
Nice one.